And we'll all just come into downward facing dog for the warm up. Just kind of really grounding in through the arms and the hands, pedaling at the feet. Forward to high push-up. Drop the knees to the floor. You can kick the feet up and just take a couple push-ups, lowering down and up. You can go half push-ups or lower all the way down. We'll just do 5. So there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and 5, and take it up and back, downward dog. Lift the right leg up nice and high, bend it over the back of the body, circling the ankle a few times. And then going the other direction. Kick the leg up straight, lower it on down. Kick the other leg up. Bend it over the back of the body. Circling the ankle a few times each direction. And then lowering the leg down. Bring your right knee forward just to open up the IT band in a pigeon prep. Lifting up the heart. Press the fingertips down. Drive the knees isometrically together. And then take it on over to the other side. Back through downward dog. Bring that left knee forward. Press the fingertips or the palms straight down as you create that low back curve for like a cat round, and then lifting up through the heart, creating that cobra action. Tractioning the knees together. And take it on back, downward dog. Inhale forward to high push-up. Drop the knees, kick the heels to the butt, and 5 push-ups. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and take it back to a tabletop position. Find a lightweight, maybe 1 or 2 pounds. From tabletop, take the right leg back, drop the heel in and down, and just start to circle the arm. Just opening up the rotator cuff energy. And you can have the arm straight in front, like you're just drawing a circle in front of your heart. And then take it the other way, so it can be big, broad circles. If you're feeling any kind of pinchy energy in the shoulder socket, just reach the arm straight out in front, just making little circles. And release it on down. We'll go right on over to the other side, bring it back to tabletop, extending the left leg back, drop the heel in and out in big circles or little circles with the left arm. And starting to take it the other direction. Also getting a nice little stretch on that left side body. We're going to be working with the biceps and triceps today, so we just want to get all of the kind of supporting muscles and the muscles that work indirectly. Come on down through tabletop, tuck the toes, take it up, downward dog. And then just coming forward into high push-up and pressing back, downward dog. A few more times. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, forward and back. Let's bring a little bit of cardio in. The next time you're back in downward dog, step the right foot forward, drop the back knee to the mat, and then find whatever weights you want to work with. We're just going to start a little prep for the bicep. So I'm going to go 4 pounds. The elbows go in tight to the waist. There's a little bit of an angle, the bent elbow, and just curling it up. And just taking a few, just to get the biceps starting to work. Just warming them up. The next time the hand comes towards the shoulder, take it up overhead and take the triceps, just a few. Keep the belly toned, pelvic floor lifts, low belly's toned, the navel draws in, but the heart lifts up. The next time the weights are up overhead, bring it down to the heart. Take it down to the floor. I'm going to use the weights as little canes. You can pop it up just to a pyramid stretch over that right leg, squaring the hips to the front line of your mat. The shoulder blades draw together. Bend back into the front leg. Step your back foot forward. Take the right foot back. Drop the knee. And a couple more warm-ups for the biceps. Curling it up and down. Keeping like a 30-degree angle at the elbow as you straighten it. Keeping the knee, the back knee, and the front foot tractioning together, lifting the pelvic floor, toning the low belly. The next time the hands come towards the shoulders, take it up overhead and take a few triceps. Little levering down, hinging the elbows back, and up. The next time the weights are up overhead, bring it down to the heart, set it down to the floor, take it up for the pyramid stretch. Folding over the front leg. Bend back into the front leg, step your back foot forward, release the weights and roll it on up. Reaching the arms up overhead, lengthen up, give a gentle curl back. Hold steady in a bit of a back extension. Heels root down, thighs power up. Heart lifts as the heels go down. Inhaling up center, exhale, release the arms. Take the feet mat's distance apart. Interlace the hands behind the back, or take the hands just to the low back or the back of the pelvis. Head of the armholes back, lift up through the heart, look up. Power up the legs. On the exhale, come on down, forward fold, maybe with a little shoulder, arm extension, or hands on the back body. Lift through the pelvic floor, tone through the low belly, let the head hang nice and heavy. Release the hands to the floor, lift the body up halfway, nice straight flat back. Plant the left hand center of the mat and take the right arm up just for a twist. Push your pelvis to the left as you stretch that right arm up. The armpit kind of comes into the body as the arm lifts up. Full breath in. On the exhale, switch it on out. Right hand comes down, left arm goes up. Use the rib cage to lift the arm up. Push the pelvis to the right. Draw the navel in. As you turn the torso open, the arm lifts because the rib cage is turning open. The armpit is hollowing into the body. Full breath in. On the exhale, bring it on down. Set the hands, bend the knees, and jump back. Downward dog. Inhaling forward to high push-up. Exhaling down through low push-up. Inhaling through cobra. Press the legs down into the floor. On the next inhale, come all the way and back. Downward dog. Lift the right leg up nice and high. Bend it over the back of the body. Drop it on down for a flip dog or a wild thing. Stretching through that right side body. Step it on over, side plank. Come on down through low push-up. Inhaling through cobra or up dog. Exhaling all the way back, downward dog. Left leg goes up. Bend the leg. Stretch it on over, dropping down maybe for the flip dog or wild thing. Getting a nice side body stretch on that left front side of the body. Step it on over to side plank. Come on down through low push-up. Inhaling through cobra or up dog. Exhaling back, downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward. On your inhale, walk, step, or jump it forward to the top and up. On the exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up, tall mountain. Reach up, give a gentle curl back. Inhaling up center, exhale, hands to the heart. So we're gonna now work the biceps. So you can go as high as 10 pounds if you like. So bending the knees to come down, lifting the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. I'm gonna go 5 pounds here just because I'm nursing a shoulder. So using the legs to stand up. Bring the elbows in so there's That 30-degree angle at the elbow. Bend the knees a bit, lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. As you inhale, bring the arms up. We're going to go 30 seconds. If you have 5 pounds, maybe we'll do a minute. The muscles will, there's a way to cut the muscles better with lower weight and more reps. So we're about 15 seconds in. When we're using 10 pounds or 8 to 10 pounds, a minute might be a long time. That's not a small enough weight. But with 5 pounds or less, it's nice to really bring stamina and endurance into the muscle fibers. We'll keep the knees bent, the pelvic floor lifting, just to take pressure off of the low back. We've got another 30 seconds to go. Just breathing into it. You can feel the biceps starting to kind of get fired up. 20 seconds. The next time the weights come towards the shoulders, stand up straight as you take the arms up overhead. Bring the weights together. Really press down to the heels and tone the thighs. Pull the low belly in for just a few triceps. Just bending the elbows and then lifting them up straight. Just a few. The next time the arms are up overhead, bring it on down to the heart. Separate your feet, max distance, turn the toes out. Holding on steady to the weights, just kind of let them kind of hang towards the floor, bend the knees for the squats. That's coming up and down. Using your heels to come up. We're not going to stay here too long. We're going to come back to this pose. Just starting to warm up for the hamstrings and the butt muscles. Just working out the legs a bit. All right, next time you're squatting down, release the weights. Set the hands for downward dog. Step it on back. Inhale forward to high push-up. Exhaling to the belly, and make yourself some room just to stretch out the biceps. So from the belly, take your left arm over to the side, give it a good stretch, and then flip over to the left side. You'll start to feel the bicep stretch there. Lift your hand so your palm faces the left side of the room. The head can be up or the head can be down. You get a little bit more of a stretch in the arm and the pec muscles if you lift the head. Squeeze the legs together, lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. On the inhale, come through center. The left hand comes in close, the right arm stretches out. Give it a good stretch. And then flip over to the right side, feeling the stretch of the biceps get a little bit more intense. And then lift your palm, fingers point up to the ceiling. The head can be up or down. Just see how you're feeling in the neck. Tone the legs, the pelvic floor lifts, low belly tones. Just getting a nice little stretch. If you push down through your left hand and kind of lift the left side of your heart up, you'll get even more of a stretch for the biceps, but careful here. We don't want to tear anything. On the next inhale, come back to the belly. Line the hands up to frame the heart. Press it up to a kneeling seated position and feel free to grab a block or a pillow for underneath the tush for a simple hero pose. We're going to work the biceps just a little bit more intensely. You can stay with the 5-pound weights, but maybe you have a 5-pound weight and a 2-pound weight, or a 5-pound weight and a 3-pound weight. Maybe you have 10 pounds. The elbows stay in nice and close to the body. The pelvic floor lifts. There's a cat round first, and then this big cobra action to keep the torso strong and steady. Elbows into the sides of the waist. And we're just going to curl it up and release it down. Keeping an angle at the inner elbow. And just coming, maybe we'll go up to 18. We'll see. You can always drop the weight. And if it feels like it's not too much, you can add another little weight. You can go like a 5-pound and a 3-pound. or a 5 pound and a 4 pound if 10 pounds feels like too much. I lost count a little bit, but we might be now just at 10. I don't know. Let's try 2 more, see how that feels. And let's try 2 more. Keep the belly strong, pulling in, the heart lifting up. Let's try 3 more. 1 and 2 and 3. That feels about it for me. Release the weights down to the floor. Take the arms out to the side, pressing out through the palms. The fingernails draw back towards the ears and really push out. Getting a nice stretch for the biceps. And release it on down. Come on into tabletop position. Step the left foot forward. Lift the back knee. Turn the back foot in and down. Inhale up, warrior 2. Holding steady. Breathing into it. Looking over that left middle finger. Pivot it on over to the other side. Left foot in, right foot up, foot out, coming into warrior 2. Gazing over the right middle finger. Spinning the right foot back in, left foot turns out again, triangle pose, left arm down, right arm up. Inhaling to lengthen, exhale, side bend over the leg. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to side bend. Bend into the left leg. Reach both hands in front of your left foot. Pop it up for Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand stays down, right arm sweeps up. Holding steady. Bend into the left leg, step the right leg way back, cartwheel up through warrior 2, pivoting the left foot in, right foot out. Pelvis stays steady, right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, lengthen, exhaling to side bend. Just taking your time, coming to the full expression of triangle pose. Mindful of that, the hamstring attachments at the sits bone. Bend into the right leg, the right arm reaches forward a bit, or both hands can reach forward. Take it up, Ardha Chandrasana. Gazing up at that left hand. Maybe the left hand stays on the hip, maybe it stays on the floor. Bending into the right leg, take the left leg way back, bring it up through warrior 2, pivot the right foot in. Hands to the hips, little superhero pose. We're gonna go for the minute squat. So you can work with 2 10-pound weights if you want. A minute is a long time. Turn the heels in, bend the knees. Find your weights. Keeping the pelvic floor lifting, low belly tone, holding the weights, rise up. All right, and we got a whole minute. Taking it down and up. As you go down, push down through the heels, resisting the lowering down. As you come up, use the heels to push yourself up. Just really resisting on the way down and using the heels to press up. Getting the glute maximus muscle, the glute medius and minimus a bit, the hamstrings. Holding steady, breathing into it, not holding steady, moving with your breath. And just 5 more seconds. All right, the next time you're lowering down, release the weights. Rise up for a 5 pointed star arm stretch out to the sides. Bring it on down, superhero pose. 3 release breaths, in through the nose, out with an open mouth. We're gonna go back to the biceps. We're gonna switch to the minutes. You can feel free to get a drink of water here just before we move on. All right, so you can do 10 pounds here. It's a very aggressive approach to the biceps. We're gonna go for a minute. I'm gonna take 5 pounds than your pelvis. The toes can turn out a smidge, and then take it into like a chair pose, lifting the pelvic floor, toning the low belly, arms around the side. We're gonna corkscrew them up. So as the arms come up, you're gonna take it up overhead, and then corkscrew it back down. Keeping a bit of a bend in the elbow as they come down, so that you're not putting a load on the biceps into a straight arm and then having to engage the muscle and pull on the tendon. Here the tendon stays engaged. Just going up. And if this doesn't really feel like much, you can add a bit of weight. Keep the core really active. The pelvic floor lifts, the low belly's toned. There's a cat round and a cobra action meeting energetically equally. The quads are also getting a little bit of a workout holding the chair pose. All right, the next time the weights are coming down, we're gonna lift the pelvic floor. As you bend forward, keep the weights close to the body, bend the knees deeper, and then set them on the floor. Set your hands for downward dog. Step it on back. Inhaling forward to high push-up, exhaling to the belly. We'll take another bicep stretch. Taking the left arm out to the side. You might have to scooch the weights around. Stretching that left arm over, flip over to the left side. Lift the fingertips so they face the ceiling. Push out through the palm, lifting the head a bit, but the chin tucks a bit towards the chest. Maybe even lifting the legs this time. Breathing into it, feeling that bicep stretch. On the inhale, come on through to the belly. Left hand comes in, right arm stretches out, give it a good flip over to the right side. Lift the palms so the fingertips point to the ceiling. Lift the legs maybe. The chin tucks a bit to the chest as you lift the head. And just breathing into it. On the inhale, come on to the belly. Line the hands along the sides of the heart. Press it up tabletop. Step your right foot forward. Spin the foot a bit to the right. Root the left hand, kick your left heel to the butt, reach the right hand back. That's for a little thigh stretch. Traction the right foot and the left knee isometrically together. Lunge forward so you get a nice intense thigh stretch on that left leg. Holding steady, breathing into it. Really opening up the left thigh. And releasing it on down. Turn the right foot back forward. Keep the low lunge. Maybe the left knee comes a bit forward. And then finding maybe 4 or 5 pound weights. You can go much lower too. We're going to start the tricep work. So in low lunge, first the weights go to the heart together. Create that cat round and cobra action, then take the arms up overhead. You can keep the wrists right above the shoulders or bring the weights together. Keep tractioning your back knee forward, lifting up through the pelvic floor, and we'll start the triceps, taking it down and up. And see what works better. Maybe it's the inhale as you straighten the elbows and the exhale as you go down. When we're working with weights, sometimes the breath reverses itself, and it's an inhale down, bending the elbows, and an exhale, straightening them. Your body will work it out, what's best for you. Let the right heel work the hamstrings, pushing it down, lifting the pelvic floor. Feel free to drop the weight. Got about 20 more minutes to go. Just kidding. The next time the weights are up overhead, bring it down to the heart, then down to the floor. You can use the weights like canes or props and press the pelvis back, lift the sides of the foot, take a runner stretch over the right leg. Traction the right heel and the left knee asymmetrically towards each other. Lunge back forward into the front leg, root the hands, scooch the right leg straight back. Cross it over the left foot. The ball of the foot's on the floor, just looking over that left shoulder. Press out through the right heel. And bring it on forward. Have a seat just in a simple hero pose. Take the arms up overhead. Bring the right hand behind the back. Take the left hand to the right elbow. Lift up. Keep the pelvis and the legs steady. Lift the rib cage up as you arc over to the left, just getting a little bit of a stretch. Push the right elbow up. Use your left fingertips to kind of facilitate a stretch for the right tricep. Push the right elbow into the hand a bit, just to feel an active stretch and bring it up center. Take the arms just down to the side. And the left arm goes up and back. Right hand will grab the left elbow, power up the torso, cat round, cobra action. And then taking that side bend to the right, keeping the bottom of the rib cage in, but the heart up. Push your elbow into your hand as you use the fingertips to stretch the triceps. And bring it up center, release it on down, come back to tabletop. You can add more weights if you want here, or drop the weights, stepping the left foot forward. Well, we'll take the thigh stretch first. I almost forgot that. Turn your left foot 45 degrees, root the right hand down. Kick the right heel to the butt, grabbing the right foot with your left hand for the thigh stretch with a little bit of a twist. Traction your left foot and your right heel asymmetrically together and lunge forward into that right hip so you feel the top of the quadricep get a nice stretch. Kick the hand and foot into each other so you feel a more active stretch through the belly of the muscle. Release the back foot, turn the left foot forward, bring your right knee forward a bit, and then find the weights you want to work with for the triceps. I'm going 5 pounds. I might add a 2 pound to those 5 pounds. 10 pounds feels like it's going to be too much. First, they come to the heart. Create that cat round and then cobra action. Shoulder heads back. Arms go up with the weights. And then tricep bends. Just straightening and bending the elbows. Working it out with the breath. Maybe you inhale the arms straight and exhale them bend, but maybe you're exhaling the arms straight and inhaling them to bend. So let it work out how it's best for your body. Keep the cat round action and the cobra action nice and steady in the torso. Just about 20 more seconds. You can drop weight if you feel like you went too high, or add weight if you feel like you went too low. The next time the weights are up overhead, bring it down to the heart first, and then a little bend at the body as the weights come down. Root down through the hands. Scooch the left leg straight back, root the hands in tabletop, and then slide the left foot over to the right, looking over the right shoulder. On the inhale, bring the left knee forward to meet the right knee. Sit it back in that simple hero pose. The arms go up overhead. Take the left hand to the back. Take the right hand to the elbow and arc up and over to the right. Keeping the torso strong and steady. Belly draws in, heart lifts up. On the inhale, come on up center. Release the arms. Right arm up behind the back. Left hand grabs hold of the elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, side bend. The elbow and the hands gently push into each other. And release it on down. Come forward to laying on your belly, but maybe take a sip of water. Just resting on your belly. Make a pillow, one hand on top of the other. Give your body a nice little etch-a-sketch shake. Just nice and gentle, rocking it. Kick the heels to the butt. Reach back with your hands grabbing the top of the feet or the ankles. On the inhale, kick it on up to bow. Getting a nice stretch for the shoulders and the biceps. And releasing all the way down. Press the hands along the sides of the heart. Take it up and back to child's pose. You can make a 1 potato, 2 potato pillow for the forehead. And coming on up, tabletop. Extend the left leg straight back. Take the right arm straight forward. On your inhale, take the right arm right, left leg left, and bring it back. And just moving with your breath. A little variation of tabletop called weather vane. All right, the next time you bring it in, center, take it to the other side. Right leg back, left arm forward. Inhale, left arm left, right leg right, and back center. Inhale, taking the arm and leg to opposite sides. The next time you're coming center, release it back for a kneeling seated position. Now, I think we'll do the triceps laying down on your back. So you can go up to 10 pounds each arm if you feel like it. I'm gonna give it a whirl. We're not gonna do it for a minute. We're just gonna do some reps like we did with the biceps. It's just safer coming down onto the back. So like you would be lining yourself up for bridge pose, laying on the back, bring the weights to either side of your pelvis first. Lay down on the back. One weight at a time, bringing it up. Give the shoulder blades a bit of a squeeze. Lift the pelvic floor. The knees can come together a bit. Just give them a little squeeze together. And then punch your weights straight up towards the ceiling. Wrists stay in line with the shoulders. And then with the upper arm stays vertical. It's just a hinge from the elbow and then a straightening it out. Coming down and up. Trying not to move the arms at all. They might kind of move a tiny bit. If your arms are shaking, and you might want to drop down the weight. But if it feels like you're not really doing too much, you might need to up your weight. The triceps are pretty strong. They do, because they're long muscles, they get tired way faster than the biceps. So we don't need as many reps with high weight. If you have low weight, you can go for a lot longer. And of course, I lost count. So let's call this one 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16. I think that's all I'm going to do. But see if you have a couple more in you. If not, the arms go straight up and then you slowly bring the arms down. Let the weights rest on your belly a bit and then take them down to the sides. Before we stretch the triceps out, we'll do just a little bit of core work. Bring the big toe mounds together. Then tip your toes to the floor. Press your knees in and up. Press your toes in and down. Lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. You feel the transverse abdominis engage. Peel the shoulders up, chin to the chest. Reach your arms forward. If there's any cramping in the toes, flex the toes. Keep the ankles kind of pointed. Keep the knees squeezing in and up as the feet push in and down. And then Kapalabhati. Rest it on down. Extend the legs long onto the mat. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling. Stretch them back overhead. See how it's feeling? Bending the left elbow. Just grab hold of your left elbow with your right hand and shimmy your body a bit. Just your shoulder girdle and the ribcage is going to banana bend to the right. Push the elbow and the fingertips into each other just a bit. Breathing into it. Stretch through your left heel so you get also a left side body stretch. On the inhale, bring it back center. We'll switch it out. Left hand grabs the right elbow. Banana bend your body to the left. Push the right elbow and the left. Push the left hand and the right elbow into each other and push out through your right heel. Banana bending to the left. On the inhale, bring it on back center. Bring the knees into the chest, arms along the sides of the body. Now, if you have a block or a pillow, it can really be anything that's firm. You're going to put it between the lower legs and squeeze into it, laying on your back. To work the quadriceps without any weights, you might have ankle weights on, it's fine. But we have to do a lot of reps with squeezing something between the inner shins. All right, so we're gonna go, I'm gonna set the timer on my watch for 2 minutes, actually 3 minutes. And then push down through the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeezing into the block. Just start to bend and straighten your knees. Keep the low belly toned as we go. 3 minutes is a long time, but it's a nice way to really activate the quadriceps without putting too much tension on the knees or the low back. And you'll know that you might not feel anything for the first 60 seconds, but anything past 60 seconds is going to start to burn in a good way. So closing your eyes maybe, and as you straighten the legs, imagine you're moving through peanut butter. As you bend the knees, imagine you have to push through peanut butter or like Jell-O, really finding a way to make the pose a little bit more, or the workout a little bit more challenging. You're going to feel the low transverse abdominis really getting fired up here. Keep squeezing into the block. You're going to feel the inner thighs. This is for the inner thighs as well, those adductor muscles. Push out through the pinky toe mound. Really feeling the IT bands. It gets conditioned here. It's not working so much, but it is working a little bit around the side of the knee. If you push out through the pinky toe mounds, you'll activate it just a bit more, that more lateral quadricep on the outside of the leg. We've got like a tiny bit more than 1 minute to go. So we can make it a little bit more challenging. The next time your knees bend, bring the knees forward a bit and kick the legs out so that they're not going straight up to the ceiling. Like you're pushing them out diagonally. They're going to get a bit tired quickly. Your core is going to get a workout here too. Just 30 seconds left. We can do it. You're going to feel the groin attachments active too. We're going to stretch them out a bit when we're done. And if you're feeling too much in the groin, remove the block and keep the legs going. It will take a lot of tension off the inner thigh muscles. 10, almost 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remove the block. Set the feet on the floor first. Don't do anything with the knees just yet. Let the hip creases kind of soften. That's a lot more work on the upper attachments of your adductor muscles on the inside, around the groin area. You might not feel too much in the quadriceps, but believe me, they got worked out. Now, bring your feet together and just gently let your legs fall out to the side, just nice and gentle. Just giving those inner thigh muscles a soft opportunity to stretch out a bit. Just a few more breaths here. On the next inhale, bring the knees together. Separate your feet a little less than hips distance. Bring the arms along the sides of the body. Press down through the back of the arms and give the shoulder blades a squeeze. Lift the pelvis a bit. Bring the right knee to the chest. Extend it straight up. Drop the pelvis back to the floor. Push out through your right heel and then lift the ball of the left foot so just the left heel is down, and lift the pelvis up and lower down. Using just the left heel in the back of the arms to lift the pelvis up and lower down. Just moving with your breath. We'll just get the hamstring attachments. We work the quads and the inner thighs, so we'll just work the hamstrings a bit. The next time the pelvis is up, really push down through the heel, the left heel. Push up through the right foot. Lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. Ever so gently, press your head into the floor, just gently. The chin comes a bit away from the chest. The back of the arms can push down, but really focus on the left heel pushing down. The pelvic floor lifting, the low belly tone. So you really feel the hamstrings working here. The core supporting the work of the hamstrings, and bring it all the way down. Kick the left leg up, bring the right leg down. Using just the heel, the ball of the right foot stays off the floor. Lift the pelvis and lower down. And just a few times lifting up and lowering down. The next time the pelvis is up, root down through the right heel, press up through the left foot. Press down through the back of the arms. Ever so gently the head presses down. Really push down for that right heel. Feel the hamstring attachments, grab the bones. Feel the contraction of the hamstring muscles. Really push up through the left heel so you can really feel the core engage. And just breathing into it. Keep focusing on that right heel pushing down. And lower it on down. Bring the left foot down. Take your legs straight out just so you're laying in a nice long body. Let the shoulder blades come out. And just lay in your body, just feeling the release of energy across the back of the pelvis, down the hamstrings. Point the toes, power up the legs. Give the legs a bit of a squeeze together. Lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. On your inhale, bring the knees to the chest. Gently roll up to a seated position. Scoot your tush back, straighten the legs. Maybe a drink of water here. And just folding over the legs. Taking a nice Soft forward fold over the legs. You can even soften the toes forward. The arms can reach forward. On your inhale, roll up, bend the knees, set the feet on the floor, knees bend up. And you can grab whatever weight you want to work with. We'll just do a little bit of core. I'm just going to go with the 5-pound weights. Lift up through the heart. The weights come forward. As you lean back, keeping the sits bones rooted to the floor, the heart lifts up. So we're not on the sacral bone, we're just on the sits bones. Toes can be up, heels down, and it's just slowly starting to turn the body side to side. Keeping the pelvic floor, lifting the low belly tone, just going side to side. Feeling the obliques working. The next time you're going over to the right side, tap the weights down and then pick them up. Taking it over to the other side, tap them down and up. And just going side to side, tapping the weights down and lifting them up. Starting to work the core with the obliques. The next time the weights are landing over on that left side, let them just drop over. Bring the soles of the feet together. Take a fold over the legs for supine butterfly, reaching the arms forward, softening the chin towards the chest. Breathing into the back of the body. On the inhale, rolling it on. Extend the feet forward. Round into the back. Hands to the legs, slowly bringing it on down. Reaching the arms up towards the ceiling, then maybe back behind you, giving yourself a nice long body stretch. Bend the knees, set the feet on the floor, bring the knees together, feet apart. Give the knees a bit of a squeeze, lift your pelvis up, and then roll it down from the top of the spine first. And just a few times, lifting the pelvis up, rolling it on down. The next time the pelvis comes to the floor, bring the arms along the sides of the body and just rest into it. Let the groin muscles just rest. From that leg work we did, squeezing into the block, the groin gets kind of overactive, maybe is the word I'm looking for, but it can start, the pectineus muscle is a short muscle. It's a strong muscle. So to slack it and to have it release tension, just the knees together and the hip creases soft. And then we'll give it another little stretch. Bring the soles of the feet together again. Let the knees drop off to the sides. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Give the pelvis a bit of a lift. If there's any pain, release it down immediately. But if you can, press the feet together. Push your knees kind of away from your pelvis and down as you lift the pelvis up. Pull the belly in. And slowly bring the back of the rib cage down and then the pelvis. Bring the knees together. Scoot your feet to the right. Scoot your butt to the right. Cross your right leg over the left leg and let the knees drop to the left. Opening the arms out to a cactus or a T. or just laying the hands on the belly. See if you can square the shoulder blades on the mat. It's connecting with your breath. Ideally, it's nice to take the head to the right. If you tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder and then turn the head right, it just kind of creates this S type of a winding of the spine and the energy of the body. But that might not feel so good. You can just look up to the ceiling. On the inhale, bring it up through center, uncrossing the legs. The feet and the pelvis go over to the left. The left leg crosses the right leg and the knees drop to the right. The arms can kind of just be right on, your hands can lay right on the side of your body. Shoulder blades square the mat. Head can look straight up, or maybe tilt the right ear towards the right shoulder and then turn the head left. The arms can also be out in a cactus or T, or any twist that feels nice for your body. On the inhale, come on up through to center. Bring the feet and the pelvis center, knees to the chest, hands to the knees. Just moving the breath through the back of the body. See if there's any little organic movements that your body might need. Sometimes just pointing the toes all the way over to the left and then all the way over to the right creates just a nice little corkscrew myofascial stretch for the back of the pelvis. And set the feet on the floor. Extend the legs long out for a nice long body Shavasana. Feel free to hike your legs up over the couch or the chair or up the wall. Legs can go right up the wall. Just finding a nice comfortable place for yourself in Shavasana. Letting the breath just come back to its own natural rhythm. Just noticing that kinesthetic vibration, just that energy moving through the body. Some of it is like a vibration, tingling. Some of it might feel like a cool temperature or a heated up temperature. Just noticing the atmosphere on the skin. Use the inhale to push out through the belly, especially right above the navel. Exhale, softening into the back of the body. Notice the energy behind the eyes. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes. On an inhale, stretch your arms up towards the ceiling, maybe even back behind you. Just giving yourself a nice long body stretch. Maybe even a little audible exhale. Using the breath to create a fullness in the back of the body, inhale the knees to the chest. Gently roll over to one side, just coming to rest in a fetal position. Surrendering the energy of the body into gravity. So noticing whatever hand's on top, gently just press it down into the floor. On an inhale, come on up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart. You can set an intention in the heart. Just making your practice a little devotion to the garden of your own heart. Make a little offering of blessing to somebody else in the center of the palms. Inhale, filling the heart. Exhale, gently fold forward, sealing in your practice. Inhaling to rise. The hands rest on the knees, palms up, the index finger curls into the thumb. And just quietly in your mind, imagine the sound of Om. And we say Namaste.